Okay, so today we're going to be looking at what I am calling the one button witch doctor, basically. And it's a really simple build that I've found. So I'm going to go over your skills first. The first thing we're going to be using is the poison dart skill. So that's just going to be our basic attacks, but I'm using the one that shoots 3. That's going to be important later. We want to be throwing as many darts out as we could possibly be throwing out. It's one of the items I picked up fairly early on, plays into that. The next thing we're going to be looking at is going to be the haunt. So what we're going to be doing with haunt is we're going to be doing the one that specifically increases the damage taken by 25%. So we're going to be trying to spread these dots out around the battlefield to ramp up the damage taken by the enemies. That really helps out. The more damage we can be putting out in bigger groups, the better. The next one, speaking of big groups, is we're going to be taking the Grasp of the Dead. We're going to be trying to lay out big area of effects where we can just do just bundles and bundles of damage as much as humanly possible. So that's going to really play into it. The next thing we're going to be doing in the rest of this build is actually just summoning things. So we've got our fetish army, and it's specifically the one that lets us take even more guys than normal. So we want to have as many fetishes on the field as possible, and we want them basically to be doing poison damage. It's not a huge deal. It's just the one that gives us the most. The other one we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at zombie dogs. I've got the skills so that I can get up to 5 zombie dogs out on the field. So we're looking at 7 fetishes so far, 5 zombie dogs. And the zombie dogs are going to be giving me the healing, which is going to increase our sustain. Big thing there. The Gargantuan's going to be the next, going to be a necessary evil, I think. The Gargantuan does a ton of damage, has a big stun, takes up a ton of damage, so that actually puts us up to 13 pets so far. Kind of a big deal. Alright, so then our passives, not going to be too much to worry about here. We're just going to be taking, basically we're going to be doing everything in our power to buff our pets. So, and we're going to take a little bit of sustainability right here. So we're going to actually be taking the Spirit Vessel. That's going to help us if we do get caught out to get right back into the fight. We're going to take the Horde here. Just ramp up our speed, ramp up our ability to soak damage, and then the very last one, we're going to pierce the veil. So that's going to be a good one. That's going to help us put out a ton of damage. So now we're going to do a little bit of looky-loo at our items. I actually did, or am in the process of doing the set here, so I'm working on my season journey with the Witch Doctor. So this is the base set you get with the Witch Doctor. Now what he's going to do is he's going to be able to really ramp up how long your fetishes last, because they will last until they die. And then this ability right here, for every bolt or every poison dart I shoot, the 5 nearest me are going to be shooting them as well. So we're just going to be throwing poison arrows everywhere. So we're just going to have hordes of minions running around, spitting as many things as possible. This is what it does. This is a really great single target damage kind of build. You look at Diablo's health, we put the dot on him, we put the creeping tentacles underneath him, and then we just let our guys go. I've got the big thing, just dodge some of these, try to stay out of the fight. You are still a softie, so you want to try and stay out of that. You're a bit squishy, or softy, I mean clothy, I guess is a better way of putting that. So we pretty quickly took, maybe 30 seconds. We get to the Realm of Terror. Not a big deal. He's going to summon these guys. We're going to put the dot on him, put the floor underneath him, melt him. Just absolutely get rid of him in a few seconds there. We're having to wait a lot in this build, actually, on just simply trying to get Diablo to come back. We want to put that hurt on him. Every time he shows up, we're able to nuke away half his health bar. So once again, it's a very simple build. I'm pressing, one button and 2 clicks. It's a right click to put on the dot. I'm pressing the number 1 to put the creeping tentacles under him. And then I just hold down that left click to do just constant spraying damage. I apologize for my head in the corner down here. This is actually taken from one of my live streams. So it's kind of the nature of the beast. My head gets stuck in the frame the whole time. And you can tell I'm actually just staring at the screen, just kind of dumbly watching as everything goes by. So back again here with the regular Diablo at half health. It's not going to take that much longer. We're looking at maybe another 30 seconds of burn time where we just make sure that you're constantly keeping the dot applied, and every time that grass comes off a cooldown, you put it down on the ground. This is Torment 2, or no, I think it's either Torment 1 or Torment 2. I can't remember. It's up in the corner. But what we're looking at is doing just tons and tons of damage. Now, here's where the build starts to fall apart. When you're looking at a big mob style scenario, where there's a summoning mob or they keep walling you off or something like that, you don't really have a lot of damage yourself, and you don't really have a good way of spreading that damage around. So you kind of end up having to nuke down. It's going to take us just as long to bring down these elite packs as it took us to get through Diablo himself. So that's a bit of a problem, and for that I am actually going to be posing a little bit of a skill change. So let's get through this elite pack and I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Okay, so right here, what I'm looking at is this little guy right here. It's Locust Swarm instead of running anything else. So instead of the Haunt, you're going to be running this Locust Swarm. And it's the one that will leave a puddle of locusts when the guy dies. And it also jumps constantly. Now what that allows us to do is put down a ton of pain on guys. You're going to put him on one, and you're going to see it just jump down the line, and just whole mobs of guys just start to melt away. You see, we're getting through this. Same difficulty, same build. This is actually, timeline-wise, this is before the last one. I switched from this to the Haunt, and now I've gone back to this because I like this that much more. This is only 4 items of the set. I have, since the making of this video, completed actually the entire set, and I may be going back to the Haunt because you don't really participate in the fight anymore after you complete the set. You're just there to make sure that your minions go in the right direction. But what we're going to do is we're just going to get through this. I'm going to probably speed this up a little bit just so you can see just how quickly it is to get through an entire tier 2 rift with this style build. So as you can see, that build is pretty viable. I was able to get through that rift in just about no time. I really didn't struggle to get through it at all, and the build only goes uphill from there. Now that I've completed the entire chapter and I'm running a full set, it is absolutely ridiculous at Torment 4 how fast I'm running through things. So I've completed my season journey. I've moved on to the Slayer challenges. I'm actually 2 steps into it. I'll include a link to the Twitch stream where I've been doing all of that stuff, and I'll be posting some more of these kind of shortened, condensed videos where I play with some of the builds and I highlight just how ridiculous they can be. The actual next video that I'm going to be posting is how irritating set dungeons are. And you'll see my first time running through one where I absolutely screw the pooch by somehow letting a little fallid slap me in the face. So we'll be going over some of that next time. But if you guys like this video, you like this style of video, and you want to see some more unique builds and stuff like that, I'm going to be trying making some of those. Be sure to check in, hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe so you can stay in the know. I'll have my Twitch streams, I'll archive over here. And like I said, check me out on Twitch. I'm over there pretty much every day from 10 Eastern to about 1 in the afternoon. Thanks for watching, guys.